Okay, the hook. Let's get into the hook a little bit more. Let's fix up a lot of the problems that I've seen many times, and also that people forget to mention. I suppose the first one is always going to be adding the twist into the hook. Don't forget, when you start a hook, you've always got to be in the right body position, number one. And two, you twist the body. The actual power, I think, comes from this, the speed, rather than this. Yeah, you get a little bit wider if the guy's a bit further away. Yeah, you're coming more round a little bit more. But it doesn't mean you have to pull your arm back to get the power. A lot of people seem to believe that because they pull your arm back like this and they come like that. And it's really the arm that's doing most of the work rather than the shoulder, and they lose a lot of the power because they're not doing it. So it's very good. Used to be a little bit more strict in how you use your actual punching style. So you keep the right, then arm across. So you lift your arm up. So the easiest way I always try and teach the young kids is that I lift their arm up, lift your arm across, and across the nose. So it's dead simple. Arm up, cross, that way. Arm up, cross, twist. Arm up, cross, twist. See? That's basically, you get a little bit faster with that. But the left you've got to come back. Also you've got to remember is that you've already got a built-in twist because of the way your body stance is. So you have that as a bonus. You've already got that in. So for the right hook it's quite easy. So when you come to the left, you've got to twist back a little bit. So like I said, same as you would go on a slip. This is what people don't realise is the slip is the basis of nearly every punch you do. So you slip, slip, slip. And that's basically what you're doing with the hook. You're coming back there a little bit to get that twist so you can get that actual power shot in there. Arm across. Yeah? And don't forget, these sort of hooks are only good when the guy is reasonably close, so you're going to go 1, 2. So this is also a thing that people forget. 1, 2, here's an example, watch the back. So you've got a 1, 2, 1, 2. So if I try and hook him, a close one, look, it's not there. People forget there's actually a bit of a gap there. So you're 1, 2 and doing a sharp left hook, you've actually got to move in a little bit to do it. So it's 1, 2, and you're leaning in. You're coming around. You've got to remember that when you're doing your 1, 2, you're stepping in a little bit to get that. If you want to get a power shot to get right in there, boom, you've actually got to move in a little bit. So your 1, 2 is more of a distance, and actually to get the other one, if you're going to do it from a 1, 2 position, it's actually going to be a lot wider. Yeah. So usually what I do is when I'm hooking, I turn my hand this way to get over the shoulder, so at least I hit the side of the head if they're close tight, or if they've got the shoulder up. But other circumstances, when the distance is a thing, then obviously it's going to be 1, 2, and then it's going to be a lot wider. Yeah, that way. So it's coming across, but it's opened up. It's not so much an L shape now. Yeah, get the idea. So boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. You just got to get used to that bit of movement, so you can boom. Yeah. You just got to lean in a little bit more to get the hook. As I say, first part is the stance. The body twist is always important, and then you can just practice just lifting your elbow like this. Add the speed, and then you'll end up getting a little bit more power as you do it. Because you're actually twisting more and you're getting more power behind the shoulder. You can really get some super power shots in there. And I say when it comes a bit wider, then you leave yourself a little bit more open. But these hooks happen, it's the same as the uppercut, it's the same. Very similar. But anyway, so you remember now. So it's the lift your arm up, practice up. If you're teaching somebody, kids or anything, arm up, lift arm, across. So their actual angles here, they're looking this way. Arm up, cross, arm up, across, and that helps you get in the way how to actually get that good twist power into the hit that you want to give. And you've got to remember also what I said before, twist, a little bit. See, if you were slipping, you're bringing it back up a little bit to get the power. Cross, across. So if you're practicing in the mirror, always try and aim across your nose. Okay? So you know you're lifting up. Lift the elbow up so it's behind it. And try not to separate it, make it rigid. So it's solid one piece, rather than a flick. You see guys that when they do a lot of it, they go like this, and that because of the strength they try to put into it, you pull it in the water cell. And yeah, it's okay if it lands, yeah it's good, but a lot of the time they're going to miss. I've seen many guys miss when they go like this, and because they pull it at the end, it actually means that they're dropping it off 3 or 4 inches and they actually missed the full target for it. So it's just a little bit of bad habit that can creep in. I've done it myself, so I can't say it doesn't happen, it does. You can get carried away with what you do. So as I say, so you've got the main ingredients is the stance, the body twist is essential, lift the hands up with your head every time. Even when I practice, I always try and teach people, come back to your position like this. Once I get into the fight zone, I always try and keep my hands up near my forehead. Don't keep your hands like this. I seen a guy do it with me. I smashed his nose just on jabs, boom, 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 and then just the rapid punching, and he was punching himself. So you've got to learn to try and not keep your gloves on in the fight zone. That means in the area where he can punch you and you can punch him, you've actually got to keep your hands up round about your temple side. So a bit you can see, not too much, it's like this, but around the ear sort of area, so at least you can absorb the punches a little bit. Or if you're good at catching stuff, you can catch it a little bit. But try and keep your hands when you're in what I call the fight zone, when you're actually stepping in to do like the hook or uppercut. You've actually got to try and come back to a fight position. Boom, 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 hands. Boom, hand. Bam, bam. And I always find it better when I'm actually throwing hooks and stuff to come back tight, and it makes it easy for if I want to move somewhere. So if I want to jump like this, bang, I want to go like that, bang. It makes it easier because I feel my hands is tight with like one unit. When my hands are a bit loose, it makes it, it's just not tidy. And not all of that as it leaves you wide open. So keep your arms tight every time you punch. 1, 2, back, 1, 2, hook. So you've got the secret, well not the secret, but just the basic simple way how to learn is keep your twist, arm up, across your nose. Very easy, both hands, twist a little to the left side, arm up, across, twist. And that helps you do it. So keep your hand out, try and keep a good distance from your face, try and imagine it. It's not a perfect L, it's a little bit off, but sometimes it will be when you're getting close enough. But that is my idea of doing a really good hook. And it adds a lot more power when I get that twist and boom, boom. Man, if I hit you one of those, you're going down. But it's getting into that sort of position where you can learn to get a lot of power into the torso twist here. You really do need to do it. That's why every day I practice maybe 200 or 300 sides body twists, which I think actually helps. So I just put my hand behind my head and I go all the way around. And usually in a minute, around, I do everything in rounds. So this, I usually do this. 1 round, which actually 300, I twitch all the way around, and I usually get just over 200, 210, depending how fast I do them. But I try to get all the way around, try and get a twist in here. And it does help after you do this for a while, you start to get a little bit of the muscles down each side of your body, and it really does matter when you're throwing those punches, you get your uppercuts in, etc, etc. So I would think guys, you want to try and do it, and I think it's something that all of us seem to forget what matters. We get carried away with stuff and we forget how to do things correct. Anyway, I hope you like this, and I hope a lot of people realise that being good at something doesn't mean you have to get into a lot with the technicalities. It's really simple to do it if you sit down and think about the actual basic principles of what you're trying to do in boxing. And most of it, as I say, it all involves a slip, or it involves the twisting on the body, apart from when you're doing the jab.